Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Public Safety Committee meeting for August 7. I'm Stephen Havey, your chairman of the Public Safety Committee. We'd like first to start, please, with a roll call.
Mr. Havey.
Here.
Mr. Sear. Mr. Barnes.
Present.
Mr. Demick.
Here.
Mr. Healy.
Here.
Mr. Rumfelt. Mr. Stockin. And Mr. Harris. 5 present, 2 absent.
Thank you. First up, we have to approve the minutes for the meeting of June 26th.
Stockin.
Thank you. And a second?
Demickle, second.
Thank you. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. The next up is the minutes for July 3rd, 2024. I'll take a motion on that, please.
Demickle move.
Thank you.
Stockin.
Thank you. Discussion on these, please. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is carried. Last up, we have minutes for July 10. I'll take a motion on those.
Healy will move those.
Thank you, sir. And a second?
Barnes.
Thank you, sir. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is also carried, and I thank you. First up for our monthly reports would be Mr. Ian Jones, our district attorney. Good afternoon, sir.
I submitted the monthly report. Numbers are all in range. Case numbers continue to go up. I don't really have anything to add to the report, but happy to take any questions.
Felonies look a little stronger than they were last year.
Yep, they've been going up steadily for years, so nothing new.
Your business is
Care
good.
to venture a guess why
I
that
don't
is?
know, because you can commit one and then just go commit another one and another one and another one.
So in psychology, that used to be called negative reinforcement, I believe, right?
one theory.
Yep. You just encourage the negative. Thank you.
Apparently.
Okay.
Any other questions for the district attorney?
All right,
Anything else you'd like to add?
nothing for me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Mr. J.R. Santana Carter, our public defender. Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Turn it on. He said, yeah, there we go.
You got it.
I have nothing to add to the report. The numbers are what we expect them to be with regards to incarcerated individuals. While there is bail reform, we're still in no shortage of clients to represent that's in jail, pretrial detention. So we still make our obligation to go down and speak with them face to face and or by phone and other methods in order to effectively represent them. Only other thing I'd like to add is that we will be coming to the board for some approval on some things in the next few months with regards to some grant money that came through. And so once we get that all detailed out, we'll get it to you in advance and ask for action on it. But that's some funds from DCJS, and then there's, of course, funds from ILS.
It looks like you may have caught a few of those felonies also.
Always.
So those are both federal and state funds?
No,
Just-
all state.
All
New
state.
York Indigent Services, and then the Department of Criminal Justice.
All right.
They don't just give money to the prosecution. They have a little bucket now, and they're giving us a little bit. So we want to use it wisely.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Carter? I guess you're released, sir, and I thank you very much for all you do.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Thank you, sir. Our conflict defender, Mr. Degnan, is on vacation. He won't be with us. However, we do have his monthly report. If you have questions on that, feel free to get back to him directly when he gets back. Up next, we have Mr. Bill Day, our fire coordinator. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. As you can see on my report, I had a little more to do with this than the last one. Continue communication with my district coordinators and the fire investigators, that is all moving along well. And there it says that we met with the fire instructors. We have 7 classes scheduled for the next 6 months. That's about all I have to report.
Okay, questions for Mr. Day? Well done, sir. Thank you very much for all you do. Up next, we have our Office of Emergency Services and EMS Coordinator, Bonnie Van Housen. Bonnie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My report was handed in. I do have a couple things I would like to talk about. The fair went very well. Bill and I met with the Fair Board and the agencies there, MTS, the Sheriff's Department, and all those every morning for an update of any changes to the fair, any concerns. When we had weather coming, we did the concerns there. It went very well. We did have a shelter in place. The Sheriff's Department, MTS, the Fair Board, and us worked very well together. It went very smoothly. So that was very good. National Homeland Security Conference, Mandy Shelley and I attended that, and we got a lot of good information. We divided and conquered. We went to different places, and we've already come back, and I've already met with 2 of the people that I talked to there and working on 2 projects, and we're also working, the 4 things that we really are going to work on from what we got out of there was threat assessment, human trafficking, power outages, and reunification. So we're working on getting more for those to get more information on those, more education so we can get them into our planning. And last thing is, our EMT class started last night. We're low numbers right now. We only had 12 last night. We have 2 more that we know of that are coming, and then we still have room for 8, and we can take them until next week.
Wow. Okay. Questions for Mrs. Van Housen? Thank you for all you do.
I'd just like to make the comment, I find this monthly report much easier to read than the old monthly report, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Up next, Mr. Scott Grantier, our Probation Director. Sir, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Submitted the monthly report for July, and numbers are very consistent with what we've seen with the last 12 months. I always like to take the chance to give a little behind the numbers and indicate that behind the numbers, a lot of good work is being done by some great probation officers, seniors. Very difficult work, challenging work, and very proud of the work that they do down there. We got a recent report from DCJS that our compliance rate with our mandatory home checks on sex offenders has been 100%. Doing a superb job with that for one of our high-risk areas in our caseloads.
Yeah.
And other than that, I'll take any questions you have.
Excellent, thank you. Questions for Mr. Grantier? We're letting you guys off easy today. You do have a piece of business we have to do, am I right?
Yeah, I have just 2 things. What I might do is, with your permission, start with just kind of an overview of what I will submit next month. Our supervision treatment of juvenile services grant is probably one of our biggest ticket items that we work on every year. There's a lot of moving parts to it. Involves OCFS, our local DSS, 2 vendors this year, and a lot of things we're working through. Many of those pieces are complete, but I want to just kind of give you a preview that will be submitted in its entirety for September meeting. And for that grant cycle runs the fiscal year of October 1st through September 30th of next year. So I guess just to kind of preview what's coming in early September, and I'm pretty confident we're going to have a good plan in place.
Excellent. The memorandum of explanation we've got today, are we doing something with that?
Yes, we were notified by DCJS of our grant award notice for pretrial services. This is a little bit different this year because it came so early. It was very unexpected. This grant came very late in 2023. was budgeted for 2024. So they're way ahead of schedule, which is a great thing. But we will be working this into the budget. And this is consistent with what we expected to receive, and this offsets our pretrial personnel expenditures.
Okay. I assume we need a vote to accept this, or we wait until we get it before we accept it? I'm not sure of the procedure. Maybe somebody on the A-team could help me out back there. Okay.
This, I wasn't, do you have the,
I have the MOE,
okay.
so. Well, let's, 63, yeah. Well, let's vote to accept it. I'd like a motion, please.
Timmons will move it.
Thank you.
Helio second.
Thank you. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that is carried.
And this will be referred on for a resolution.
Outstanding.
Yes.
We will take this money early. It'll be okay. Anything else, sir?
That's all.
That's outstanding. I thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Sheriff Scott Cicerillo. Good afternoon, Sheriff.
Good afternoon. You have my report. Any questions?
I don't have a question, but I'd like for you to go over the performance of Lieutenant Hand and Sergeant Graves at the incident in Willing, if that would be okay.
I would. That was a serious incident that was compounded by another serious incident that immediately followed. It came in as a residential house fire, and with an explosion. Our fire investigator was on location, Billy Day. Significant damage to the home. A few minutes after the initial call, there was a secondary call of a person with a gun on State Route 19. At the time, it was unknown if they were related. They sent all available law enforcement personnel, Wellsville Police Department, Andover Police Department, our agency, and the New York State Police all responded to the location. There was a subject there with a firearm. He was taken into custody peacefully with no injuries to law enforcement or to any of the persons involved. Very proud of the job our officers, our deputies did on that day. Also, every member of law enforcement that responded, very difficult situation to handle. Fantastic job. We've got some of the very best in this county. After the incident was resolved on 19 with the firearm, our personnel then went up to the fire scene to hold it down, as there was the potential of it being a crime scene, as it was inferred that it was intentionally started. So our personnel held that down until the New York State Police, FIU, could get there to do their part of the investigation. So very proud of Sergeant Graves and Lieutenant Hand. Fantastic job.
Yeah, please give them our thanks from the committee.
Will do.
Anything else you'd like to highlight on the report?
No, just we had another incident with a mental health subject in the town of Scioto that was suicidal with a weapon. We had Deputy Robinson, Deputy Weaver, Sergeant Graves, and our drone team all responded to assist. And again, after some time with some negotiations, they were able to take him into custody with no injuries to anyone involved. Again, very proud of our agency and their involvement in these incidents.
You know, you have our thanks for such a professional organization and that's such a good outcome on these.
Lastly, what I noted in my front page of the report was the Allegheny County Sheriff's Office, in conjunction with the New York State Office of Mental Health, hosted the second annual First Responder Wellness Symposium at SUNY Cortland over August 1st and August 2nd. And for people that aren't aware or don't know what this is, it's meant for overall wellness. Our program that Corrections Officer Brent Schlafer and his wife designed and implemented at our agency is now being used as the model across New York State. All of, the majority of the sheriff's offices reached out. They're trying to implement our training. New York State Department of Criminal Justice Services, who mandates all of the training for police officers in New York State, have adopted this program and actually teach it when they instruct at academies. So I'm very proud of Officer Schlafer and all the work that he's done in bringing awareness to this issue, and it's something that we probably should have been doing a long time ago, but at least it's getting done now, and I'm very proud of it.
I can tell you that Chairman Harris and Legislator Demick and myself had the privilege of being there for the opening session in the morning, and extremely valuable program. I think a little misunderstood by the public.
I would say so.
but,
And
yeah.
part of our option, or part of our plan here going forward is to bring some direction from our program to the community so they can better understand what it is that we're trying to accomplish. And it's not just physical wellness either, as you've been present, it's emotional and mental wellness as well. And it's something that all members in the first responder community should have. I truly believe that.
Absolutely, and thank you for doing that. You have anything before well, actually, let me open it up for questions for the sheriff.
I got a question here.
Yes.
If I could,
Mr.
going
Healy.
back to your subjects you spoke of that had mental health problems that your department dealt with, and looking for your professional sense of that issue, you think there's more people with mental health issues on the streets today than there was before New York State bail reform? I mean, my thing was as undesirable as it probably was. The jail used to be the catch-all. People get arrested for a crime, had mental health problems, that get them into custody and stabilize them, number one, and also get them the appropriate help. And now there doesn't seem to be any mechanism for that, really. They're just walking the streets and
I would agree with that statement, and my position on it is that there's a gray area when it comes to mental health. As you know, we have the 941s and 945s where a person is a danger to themselves or others. They can be taken into custody under the mental hygiene law, and they can be held for up to 72 hours or longer, depending. The gray area here is mental health issues that don't reach or meet that criteria. And what you were saying about them being incarcerated for a crime or whatever, being able to get that element of the help that they need while they're incarcerated was definitely helpful. And we're seeing now with bail reform, they're not going to be incarcerated, and because of that, they're not getting that element, and you can't force them to. So I am seeing the same thing, absolutely.
yeah, it's actually having the opposite effect for that element.
I would agree.
Anything else for the sheriff? Okay, we have a piece of business we have to do, sir.
Just one, we have 4 full-time corrections officers positions that need to be filled. They're all as a result of either retirements or persons moving on to other positions.
Okay,
Demick will move that.
thank you. In a second?
Stocking.
Thank you. I think it would probably be fair to say that this will restore your minimum standards.
This will get us where we need to be. Yep.
Any other comments? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That is carried. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you. Anything else?
I'm good. Anything else for the sheriff? We're good, sir.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for all you do. Okay, we're up to unfinished business. New business. Good of the order. I just have one piece of housekeeping in this category. That is, for those of you who may not have updated your calendars, the public safety work session scheduled for August 14 has now been changed to August 21 at 10 a.m. So if that's still on your calendar as the 14th, please update it. Anything else for the good of the order? I will take a motion for adjournment, please.
Healy, move it.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thanks, everyone. Good meeting.